A CBS News Chicago investigation leads to answers about how costly and widespread fraud is in the SNAP program. Those federal benefits help low-income families afford food.
The cost now totals nearly $21 million stolen in just Illinois. As investigative reporter Dorothy Tucker shows you, there's a new push underway to prevent the fraud.
Across the country, U.S. Secret Service agents are on the hunt for skimmers. Last October, Chicago area agents made surprise visits to some 200 businesses. The urgency to find them is high because these are devices criminals use to place over card readers at retail stores, ATMs, gas stations.
For a skimmer like this, they will catch the numbers as you punch them in.
Once the hackers get the numbers, they wipe out the accounts, steal the money.
The victims are members of our vulnerable communities.
The vulnerable are those who receive SNAP, funds from the government to buy food for their families. And that's nearly 2 million people in Illinois.
It's hitting these communities hard. I mean, depending on those funds for food and basic needs.
We now know how hard those communities are being hit because of a CBS Chicago investigation. 2 years ago, we found a loophole in the state's system. Victims of SNAP fraud were not being tracked.
Right. State Representative Sonia Harper felt the state needed to know the extent of the fraud in order to find solutions. A bill she sponsored to track stolen benefits passed in May of 2023. The tracking revealed the scope of the problem. In a period of just over 2 years, more than 38,000 households reported fraud. That's nearly $21 million stolen by criminals. 57% of that, or $12 million, ripped away from 22,000 families just last year. Many victims who report the crimes choose not to speak on camera, but recent tips to our newsroom detailed their pain. A Southside woman bought a little food at Aldi's and soon after discovered she only had 7 cents left on her card.
Damn.
SNAP documents show on January 31st there were 6 transactions in New York totaling more than $1,000. She wrote, "It's not right. No fault of mine that this has happened." A Southside man had 3 out-of-state fraudulent transactions within 1 minute in New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. His loss was nearly $700. He wrote, "My family and I can't buy groceries this month."
What's worse, in December,
That's
the federal
worst.
government stopped reimbursing victims of SNAP fraud, which means the money is gone for good.
Hayward Telcove is an expert in fraud prevention.
What will happen is the amount of fraud will continue to accelerate until you put those chips in place or until you put the mobile pay tools in place.
The Illinois Department of Human Services plans to launch a pilot program later this year, allowing SNAP recipients to pay with their phones, making it more difficult for hackers to steal
Man,
the
they gonna
data.
get that shit too, bro. Don't do it.
In the meantime, the U.S. Secret Service continues to educate merchants on how to detect skimmers, like they did here in Valparaiso last October.
If something looks off or it's loose, you kind of move it or take it off. You know, that's a skimmer.
There are also things the public can do to protect themselves. Change your settings to block out state transactions. Turn off the card immediately after a purchase. And if you don't shop online, block internet transactions.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wait, EBT?
Dorothy Tucker, CBS News, Chicago.
See, I must don't know enough. And look, I'm be honest, man. I was raised on the EBT, man. Yes. Section 8 housing, bro. Yes. It wasn't like this back in the day, man. Everybody was just living. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have to worry about, there was scammers, but now the scammers getting worse. Like, at first they was just taking debit card information, credit card information. You telling me motherfuckers taking the link? Bro, that's even worse. You know, and definitely what was just happening with the immigrants and everything, bro. They was getting like 5K, 15K on link. So I guess when you do that and everybody know that you giving immigrants coming in the Chicago and Illinois, when they see that they getting like 15, 20,000, they gonna steal that motherfucker off that card and dispute it. That's why they said that they was seeing different simultaneous transactions from different states. They gonna take that motherfucker real quick and spread it out. Plus, you should have restrictions. I remember the dude I was chilling with, bro, he had a link card, an Illinois link. I'm like, but we in Georgia. I'm like, now why the hell how can you use Illinois and Georgia? But I guess you can. See, that's the fault of the state. Yes, the federal government should not reverse fraud, because you know why? Because then people gonna implement fraud on themselves and then use the government to reimburse for some money they already stole. But what I'm saying is, what they should do is, nobody can use this. Is Illinois EBT. Nobody out of Illinois should be able to use this in the discussion. Problem solved right there for at least a little bit of it, right? Right. And then they should have the fraud protection just like the debit card. If your shit get ran up north and then you down in Carbondale, down south Illinois, your shit should be like, hey, fraud detected. Within an hour, your fraud information be detected over like 200 miles away from each other. So we paused your card and we gonna need you to call us to verify some shit. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. See, the thing is, fraud is easy when you don't have a prevention for it. Fraud is easy when you make it easy for the criminals to do it. You got to get in the mind of the crimester. So these little things they putting over the keypad, that shit's been there for a minute since COVID. That's why I like to just go to the thing and get some cash out, because I hate touching my card, bro. I literally hate getting you got people at restaurants taking your card, scanning it, buying other shit with it, or just copying information because they working for it. You don't know who's taking your information. You probably run your card at least like 4 times, 5 times a day. Gas, food. You know what I'm saying? Move around. You in the rest getting groceries. Like, you ran that card so many times, you don't know who got the little schemer on their card. And then you don't know if somebody put it on there sneakily, or you don't know, because your transaction go through as regular. If you at Walmart or something, or 7-Eleven, which at 7-Eleven I always pull that little motherfucker, because that's where it be at. Because I be sometimes thinking 7-Eleven a part of it, the way how many they be finding on the 7-Eleven places. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, when you go to stores, man, you touch that motherfucker and get the shaking it. That's what I do. I go to the store before I even throw my little card in there, even if it's the chip, because the chip ain't safe either. They just read the information off the chip and remake it. It's technology. You can take anything. It's a card. It's just like a SIM card. You can literally duplicate the SIM card. You can duplicate the number. All you got to do is need that pen. My homie today was just telling me he just found a link card. He out in Hyde Park. He just found a link card on the ground with somebody ID. I said, bro, throw that motherfucker back on the ground where you found it, because I'll be blue as hell if I had my link and I dropped it, or somebody, lost it on the ground and somebody took my shit, knowing damn well you can't get in it without the pen. You cannot get into a link without the pen, bro. So if you ain't got the pen, just throw that motherfucker back on the ground. Let the original person find that card. It's not worth it. And at the end of the day, like, it could have money on it, it could not. At the end of the day, you can't use it. So that being said, sometimes this is people's lifeline. And the state of Illinois, too, they don't have really too much requirements. You can have a married family in the household. They didn't used to do this before, but now you can have a married family both working full time and they still give you link because you got 4 kids, which is crazy to me. I'm like, damn, they just giving aid to anybody, really. And then fraud, of course, fraud is going to happen when you're just giving out funds freely. $21 million, bro. And that's just being stolen. You're probably giving out way over like $150 million to people all out the state. But 20 million of it is being stolen, bro. Something got to be tracked. And this is the reason why you have to hold your officials responsible, because y'all should be doing something, because we as the consumers know why there's the problem and what y'all should do. But you as the person that's distributing the money should be the person that's trying to catch it. Yes. Eventually they're going to catch the motherfuckers selling the link. You know what I'm saying? And I know everybody out to be selling the link, because, you might have, you'll get the link for the month. You might get $1,500 on that motherfucker, or $800, $900. You only spend $400 for the month, and then you'll sell the rest to get some money. So people know the schemes, bro. This has been going on forever. But I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm just saying that watch your card, because they taking link. I didn't even think it was that serious. Still, in my debit card, my credit card information is something different, and that is it's understandable that you'll do that. But now my link, you fucking with the groceries, and don't have the EBT cash, motherfuckers buying everything off your shit. You know what I'm saying? So this is wild. I don't like that this is going on, man. I just feel like, man, it's so much, and this is why you have to penalize criminals. If you don't penalize the criminals, bro, the criminals gonna keep criming. they're going to crim. So it's our responsibility to actually just get to it and penalize the criminals and get focused, bro. You can't just sit here and allow stuff to just happen and expect nothing to come from it, bro. It's just the reality of the situation. So tell me what y'all think in the comment section. If you're in the state of Illinois, have you been a victim of fraud? You know what I'm saying? I've never been a victim of fraud when it comes to Link or whatever. Back in the day, I haven't been a victim of, I've been a victim of somebody stealing my credit card information, but you know what I'm saying? When you got Citibank, you just call their ass up. They be like, oh, you got some fraudulent transaction. Hey, cancel my shit right now. Send me a new one. But it ain't the same with the Link. You might have to buy groceries today and somebody steal your shit. Now you got to wait, I don't know, 2 weeks for another card to come in the mail? Yeah, this shit looking rough, man. Y'all need to just sit down and pay for everything cash, man. And that's it. I know it's dirty, but it's better, bro. It's safer. So tell me what y'all think in the comment section about this situation, man. Tell me how they can fix the problem. Tell me if this problem has happened to y'all. Just comment that in the comment section so I know what's really going on in the world. Because to me, I feel like, are people frauding themselves, or are they really actually getting the information stolen? Because now they blaming the little schemers. But the schemers only been around for like a couple years, you know. But now they getting the EBT. You know what I'm saying? Usually they have a separate EBT little thing. But y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. It's your boy, Angelo Savage. Peace.